Okay, so I need to tell you about this wild story of a friend of mine named Cleo, and how her relationship with someone she thought was the one completely fell apart. So there's this person I know, let's call him Tristan, who has been friends with Cleo for years. We're talking high school friends, basically. And from what I've seen, Cleo and Tristan have always gotten along great, they share the same sense of humor, love the same movies, it was like they were meant to be. Anyway, Cleo starts dating someone new, this guy named Cyrus, and at first, everything seems perfect. They're both in their early 20s, living together, doing all the things that you'd expect from a couple in their early stages of romance. But here's the thing, Cleo never told Tristan about her new relationship. And I'm not talking about just casually mentioning it over text or something, I mean she completely erased him from her life. Which what? How do you even keep that kind of thing under wraps for 2 whole years? And I know what you're thinking, maybe Cleo was just trying to protect Tristan's feelings or whatever. But the more I think about it, the more I realize how messed up this situation must be. So let me fill you in on what happened next. So Cleo and Cyrus start dating in earnest, and things are great at first. They're living together, they're traveling together, everything seems idyllic. But then, and this is where it gets really weird, Cleo starts to notice that Cyrus's stories about his family just don't add up. Like, he'll talk about how he has a bunch of siblings and cousins who live all over the country, but whenever she asks to meet them, he'll make some excuse or tell her they're busy. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, Cleo, you have to be careful here. This doesn't seem right. But at the same time, part of me is thinking that maybe Cyrus is just playing dumb or something. Maybe he's not trying to hide anything from Cleo after all, but then she starts to dig deeper and what she finds out will blow her mind. I don't even know how to explain it, let's just say that Cyrus has a whole different family than the one he told Cleo about. Like, completely different. And I'm not talking about just a few cousins or siblings who live elsewhere. I mean his entire family is different. His parents are from a different country, he has multiple wives and children, it's like something out of a movie. And that's where we're going to leave this story for now. I don't even know if Cleo knows about Cyrus's other family yet. I mean, she's been investigating on her own, trying to get to the bottom of things, but so far, nothing seems to add up. And I'm left here with a million questions. What is going on? Is Cleo in over her head? And what does this say about Cyrus, was he just playing her from the start? I guess we'll have to wait and see how this all plays out. But one thing's for sure, this story is getting more and more complicated by the minute. As I watched Cleo's reaction on her video, I couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. She was trying to play it cool, like she wasn't shaken by what Cyrus had revealed about his family, but I could see the fear lurking behind her eyes. She'd always known that there was something off about Cyrus, but she'd never suspected anything like this. Cleo's investigation had led her to a few red flags, strange online profiles, cryptic messages from friends of Cyrus's, and an odd sense of secrecy surrounding his past. But nothing could have prepared her for the revelation that Cyrus's entire family was a fabrication. I wondered if she'd ever be able to trust him again. But Cleo wasn't one to back down from a challenge. She decided to dig deeper, trying to uncover more about Cyrus's other family and the reasons behind his deception. She started by reaching out to his friends and acquaintances, asking them if they knew anything about his true family. At first, everyone seemed tight-lipped, but Cleo persisted, sensing that there was something big hiding just beneath the surface. As she dug deeper, Cleo stumbled upon a few inconsistencies in Cyrus's story. He claimed to have been born in Canada, but his parents had always told him he was from Morocco. And then there were the multiple wives and children, it seemed like Cyrus had a new family member every time she turned around. It was as if he'd created this elaborate lie to explain away his own complicated past. But Cleo's investigation wasn't without its risks. She started receiving strange messages, warning her to back off from Cyrus's family. The messages were cryptic, but they sent a chill down Cleo's spine. Who was behind these warnings, and what did they stand to gain from Cleo uncovering the truth? As Cleo continued to investigate, she began to notice that Tristan, my own friend and confidant, seemed increasingly evasive when it came to Cyrus's family. He'd always been tight-lipped about his own personal life, but now I was starting to wonder if he was hiding something. Was he somehow connected to Cyrus's deception? I couldn't shake the feeling that Cleo was playing with fire, trying to uncover secrets that were better left unspoken. But she was determined to get to the bottom of things, no matter what it took. And as I watched her navigate this treacherous landscape, I couldn't help but wonder, what would be the cost of her determination? Would Cleo emerge unscathed, or would she become the latest casualty in Cyrus's web of deceit? As Cleo dug deeper, she stumbled upon a cryptic text message on Tristan's phone that made her blood run cold. It was a conversation with an unknown number, and all it said was, "You don't know what you're getting yourself into." The words sent a shiver down Cleo's spine, and for the first time, she wondered if Tristan might be in over his head. I watched as Cleo's eyes scanned the message, her mind racing with questions. What did Tristan mean by what he was getting himself into? Was it related to Cyrus's family? And what exactly had Tristan gotten himself into? The more I thought about it, the more I realized that Cleo's investigation had just become a whole lot more complicated. Just then, my phone buzzed with an incoming call from Cleo. She answered on the first ring, her voice low and urgent. "Hey, I found something," she whispered. "Tristan was involved in a car accident last year, and he claimed it was minor damage. But the insurance report says otherwise, the other driver was totally at fault, or so Tristan said." Cleo's tone was dripping with skepticism. "I'm telling you, there's more to this story than meets the eye." I felt a pang of unease as I listened to Cleo's words. If Tristan had been involved in a car accident, it seemed possible that he might be hiding something. But what? And why would Cleo's investigation put him on the spot? As I watched Cleo pace back and forth in her living room, I couldn't help but wonder, was she in over her head? The doorbell rang, interrupting our conversation. It was a delivery person with a package for Tristan, or rather, the package was addressed to Tristan's apartment address, but it had been sent care of mine. Cleo's eyes widened as she took the package from me, and I could see the excitement building in her chest. "What is this?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. As I watched her rip open the box, a small gasp escaped her lips. Inside, there was a photograph, an old photo of Tristan with two people I had never seen before, Cyrus's parents. The date stamped on the back read 6 months ago. It looked like Cleo had stumbled upon something big. Tristan burst into my living room, his face white as a sheet. "What is going on?" he demanded, his eyes darting wildly between Cleo and me. But before I could respond, Cyrus himself walked in, a smirk spreading across his face as he took in the scene before him. "Looks like someone's found out our little secret," Cyrus sneered, chuckling to himself. And with that, everything went dark. Cleo stumbled backward, her eyes fixed on Tristan's disheveled expression, while I watched in horror as Cyrus took a step closer, his smirk growing wider. The air was thick with tension as the three of us stood there, the only sound the heavy breathing of those around me. "What does this mean?" Cleo asked, her voice shaking, as if the words were being ripped from her mouth by some unseen force. Tristan's eyes darted between her and Cyrus, his face a mixture of fear and confusion. It was clear he had no idea what was happening or how to process it. I have no idea," I stammered, feeling like I was stuck in this nightmare, unable to wake up. The photograph still clutched in Cleo's hand seemed to mock us all, its secrets now out in the open. Cyrus laughed again, the sound sending shivers down my spine. "You see, Tristan," he said, his voice dripping with malice, "you're not who you thought you were. You're not even from this town. Your real family is elsewhere." As Cyrus spoke, a faint hum of recognition began to build in Tristan's eyes, and I could almost see the pieces falling into place. But before he could respond, Cleo's grip on the photograph tightened, her knuckles white with rage. "You're lying," she spat, her voice venomous, as if she couldn't bear the thought that this was true. "You wouldn't just tell me this without a reason." Tristan took another step forward, his eyes locked on Cyrus. "Why would he do that?" Tristan asked, his voice low and even, but with an undercurrent of desperation. I could see the threads of loyalty beginning to unravel between him and Cleo. But before we could get any answers, the doorbell rang, shrill in the sudden silence. It was a sound that brought everything crashing down around us. The tension had been building for months, and now it seemed like it would all come crashing down in an instant. The door creaked open, and a woman stood in the doorway, her eyes scanning the room with a mixture of sadness and determination. Cleo's grip on Tristan's arm loosened as she took in the sight of this stranger, and for a moment, I thought I saw a flicker of recognition. "Mom," Tristan said, his voice hesitant, but the woman didn't respond. "Cyrus, honey," she said instead, her eyes fixed on Cleo. "I see you're meeting someone." Cleo's face twisted in a mixture of anger and hurt as she turned to face this new person. The air was thick with tension, and I could feel the weight of unspoken words bearing down on us. The woman took another step forward, her eyes never leaving Cleo's face. "I'm afraid there's been some misinformation," she said, her voice dripping with caution. "You see, Cyrus here has a whole different family." Cleo's eyes widened in shock as if the entire world had come crashing down around her. Tristan stepped forward, his hands outstretched as if to calm her down. "Cleo, no." But Cleo cut him off, her voice barely above a whisper. "What do you mean?" The woman took another step closer, her eyes locked on Cleo's. "You see, Cyrus's real family is quite different from the one he told you about." Cleo's grip on Tristan's arm tightened once more, but this time it was Tristan who pulled away, his face twisted in a mixture of confusion and hurt. "What are you talking about?" Tristan demanded, but the woman just shook her head. "I'm afraid it's too late for that," she said, her voice firm. "Cyrus has been keeping secrets from you, Cleo. Secrets about his entire life." The room fell silent as Cleo's face contorted in a mixture of shock and despair. Tristan took another step forward, but this time it was like he was trying to catch himself before he fell. And then, in an instant, everything was over. The woman turned on her heel and walked out the door, leaving us standing there in stunned silence. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut, my breath knocked out of me. Cleo stumbled backward, her eyes fixed on Tristan as if she couldn't believe what she was seeing. And then, just as suddenly, it was over. The world snapped back into focus, and Cleo turned to walk away, disappearing down the hallway as if she'd never existed at all. I stood there for a long moment, my mind reeling with the implications of everything that had happened. It was like I'd been living in a dream, and suddenly, reality had crashed back down around me. I still can't believe this happened.